Hey there, my name's Cal. Welcome. I'm going to show you guys in this video how to use the Epic Fraud Prevention app, which is an app for BigCommerce. And you load it into your store from the BigCommerce App Store, and you'll come into a screen that looks like this. You'll see an Orders tab, and this will show you your previous orders with a risk score already assigned to them. Now, what our app is doing is it's reaching out to a security API called the MaxMind API, and the MaxMind API comes back with a risk score that tells you how risky they think that the transaction is based on a whole bunch of different factors. And so this is where it starts. It starts by looking at your risk scores here. Now, a lower score, the better. It's out of 100. So the closer it is to 0 out of 100, the less risk it's going to present. If you see a risk score over 30 or over 40, it's definitely most likely going to be spam, and you should consider not sending that. But one place you can look at the risk scores is here in the app under the Orders tab, and you'll see all of your orders risk scores right there. You can also see it by going into the Orders view where you normally process all your orders from. You'll see all your orders right here, and you can click this little button next to each one to open the notes. Now in the notes, it'll show you the risk score. Now this isn't going to retroactively apply to any orders that you've already received, but any orders going forward will have this risk score put into the notes field right here. So you can see it without leaving your order screen. You can also, from here, click on these three dots over on the Action tab, and there's an item here that says View Inside Our Fraud App. And if you click that, it'll actually bring up a bunch of more detailed risk factors. That'll tell you some of the things that led to the risk score that you got. And all this is being pulled from the MaxMind API. So from right here in this screen, you can see how risky it is. You can see some factors that went into it. But more importantly, what you want is you don't want to have to look in notes every single time that you get an order, right? You really want to just see which ones are flagged as being more risky and then decide if you think that they're too risky or not. So let me show you the next thing. Let's go back into our app. And right here on this screen, you can also click to open the risk report for any individual transaction. And this will show you the same details that you saw under the Action dropdown in the Orders tab. But here's what's really important is the threshold. So with threshold, which is unset by default, you can turn it on and say anything over a certain risk score, automatically flag it so that I notice it, right? And so I recommend setting a risk score initially of 3 or 4 or maybe 5 and say anything that's over that number, go ahead and change the status of it to manual verification required. Now you can choose a different status if you want. This is just what we recommend. So if you choose to make it manual verification required, that means when you're in that order screen, anything that's flagged as higher than that threshold isn't going to be sitting in awaiting for fulfillment anymore. It'll be sitting and waiting. It'll be in manual verification required so that your people that are fulfilling it know, hey, there may be a problem with this order. And at that point, look at the details, maybe give the customer a call, make a judgment call on your end as to whether or not you think that you should send it out based on the risk that we've assessed for you. And it's pretty simple. So you see the scores, you set the threshold, you use the automatic flagging we recommend, and your account does let you. Your account covers up to so many orders. You'll have to look at your subscription tab to see how many that is. It's a flat fee per month, and if you need to go over that number of orders, then you can go to the API keys tab. Now, on the API keys tab, what you would do basically if you want to exceed the number of orders that we'll process for that money, you just set up an account directly with MaxMind. They will give you an API key, and you can come in here and put in their API key or their account ID and license key, which is an API key, and then it'll let you process unlimited number of orders without any additional costs on our side. Now, MaxMind's going to charge you a little bit for using their API, but it means that your costs don't go up with us, and they really are very affordable on their API keys themselves. So that's about it. You manage your subscription on this tab, and that's it. You have a couple different days. You have a couple days to try it out, and after that, subscribe and don't lose money on fraud. Thanks so much.